starts now.
Now at 6, awake from a coma. Now a local man is desperate to find out what led to police finding him unconscious on the street. It is a situation that was immediately surrounded by mystery.
What led to a 33-year-old being found unconscious, lying in a pool of his own blood? It happened in Randolph 2 months ago. The morning of July 13th, a woman called 911 when she found the man on a sidewalk near her house. He was unconscious and had severe brain injuries. Police say he was intoxicated. None of his belongings were stolen, and the injuries were consistent with a fall.
But that is only the beginning of this story. The man involved is now awake, talking, and convinced someone else did this to him. NBC 15's Chris Woodard has our big story.
This spot on this sidewalk here in Randolph is full of painful memories for one family in this village, and those are memories surrounded by questions. Questions they say will remain until they know what happened here that night.
More milk.
They are the types of things Kristen Margolowski didn't know if she'd ever see her husband do again, feeding their 11-month-old son.
It was terrible. I've never had to go through anything like that before.
One morning 2 months ago, a dreaded call. Her husband was in the hospital in a coma with severe brain injuries.
And I'm just, oh my God, what happened?
No answers and no idea how he got there.
We just all concentrated and prayed on hoping for him to get better.
That morning, a woman found Nathan lying in a pool of his own blood just 3 blocks from his home. He had left a downtown bar to walk home 3 hours earlier.
According to police, there were 3 officers right here in their parking lot at the time who heard nothing, and they're directly across the street.
Police still don't know exactly what happened.
The 3 years I've lived here, I've walked this thousands of times. I've never fallen.
Injuries are still visible 2 months later, but Nathan is awake once again at home and has an idea.
I remember somebody grabbing my shoulder and pulling me backwards.
After he could talk, then he said, I was pulled to the ground. I remember that. Before anybody else talked to him.
But that is all he remembers.
It's really hard.
After a month in the hospital, he's back home. He has to wear a helmet when he's walking around. Doctors cut a chunk out of his skull, and he'll soon have a metal plate put in his head.
So lucky.
Lucky to be healing, but still with a long way to go.
I worry that I'm going to be with it the rest of my life.
And upset, police aren't doing more, and no one has been arrested.
I want justice to happen. Whoever did this deserves to be punished.
Police urge anyone who may have information about what happened here that night to give them a call to help get to the bottom of this case. In Randolph, I'm Chris Woodard for NBC 15.
And Nathan says he was involved in breaking up a fight a week before the incident and thinks that may have something to do with his case. Police say every lead they've looked at up to this point has turned up nothing.
Happening right now, the wind is causing